What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of TheLead Houston, where it's all Houston all the time. Today we are going to be getting into Houston Texans Day 12 of training camp. It was a light work day for the Houston Texans out in the Greenbrier. Again, tomorrow will be their last day at the Greenbrier, so they will be making their way back. Actually, they'll be making their way to Minnesota to be on the road against the Minnesota Vikings for the first preseason game. Then from there, they will be making their way back to Houston when they have to play the Carolina Panthers here at home. So, guys, make sure you are subscribed to TheLead Houston, where it's all Houston all the time. We are on the road to 15,000 subscribers. We're going to get into the recent news on the Houston Texans. We got returns. It might have been a light work day, but there is still news to report. Wasn't a lot of stuff that happened today. But the biggest news was Dameon Pierce and Christian Harris officially back at Texans training camp. The first time we have seen Christian Harris really since last year, sparingly against the Chiefs, maybe not. More so sparingly against the Chargers game. Like, we haven't seen Christian Harris in quite some time, actually. So I'm glad to see number 48 is back, Dameon Pierce, who, according to Sam Warren, a guy that works with the Houston Chronicle, really good stuff from him. Make sure to follow him on Twitter. He does really good stuff, anything with the Houston Texans related. Mentioned that Dameon Pierce was running with the ones today. Seems like Nick Chubb was not out there, and never really got a confirmation on that, but it didn't look like Chubb was out there to see in some of the videos. So we got to see the returns of Christian Harris, Dameon Pierce. We also got to see a left tackle Cam Robinson actually there at training camp today. Would have been considered a participant, but didn't participate in any drills, but he was suited up to participate. So some good news, considering yesterday he did had a little minor injury, and hopefully that the adjective there, minor, continues to stick with Cam Robinson. But more of the same when it comes to the starting offensive lineman. The same you saw yesterday, Ariante Ursery at left tackle, your left guard, Langston Tomlinson, your center, Jake Andrews, your right guard, Ed Ingram, and then your right tackle, Titus Howard. The Houston Texans, apparently that is the backup plan if Cam Robinson does get hurt. So I am interested to see what this offensive line is going to be able to do against the Minnesota Vikings. Decent enough team to where any sort of competition for this offensive line they need to get themselves ready for. They don't look like they're going to be the greatest offensive line in the world, by no means necessary, but all we're looking for is an average offensive line. Let's get into Dameon Pierce and Christian Harris. First off, Dameon Pierce, we all know, theoretically, we are hoping that Dameon Pierce could return to something around his rookie year where he really shined. That's his best year in the NFL right there, and he didn't even finish the year. So if we are going to see that kind of Dameon Pierce run for the Houston Texans, then we possibly got something here in the running back room with him and Mixon and Chubb and even Woody Marks, who will be a guy to watch out for this year as well, too. But Dameon Pierce, if he's back at 100%, thankfully, hopefully at least, running with the ones, said that he looked okay. So, hey, we probably get to see a good little, maybe we get to see him against the Vikings. Who knows? Christian Harris, I don't know we're going to see against the Vikings. I'm not sure if he's going to be suited up to play at any sort of capacity, but to see him out there again, to see him back on the defense, and to me, what stood out the most was Jonathan Alexander's tweet was the two linebackers to go out there to start up, Azeez Al-Shaair and Christian Harris. Those were the two linebackers to go out there to start the drills. So, Christian Harris presumably back and presumably the starter for the Houston Texans right next to Azeez Al-Shaair. We didn't get a good glimpse of it this previous year. We're hoping that Christian Harris, number 48, ultimately back with the Houston Texans, can get this defense that is already stacked, okay? This defense is loaded with talent and potential. Getting Christian Harris on this football team paired up with Azeez, and then you got Henry To'oTo'o and EJ Speed as your backup linebackers. My goodness, I pity any opposing offense to go up against this front seven. Christian Harris is that dude. People need to remember that. Christian Harris 2 years ago was absolutely making athletic plays that you just haven't seen from a linebacker wearing a Texans jersey in quite some time. Okay. And that includes Bernard McKinney. But McKinney wasn't the same athlete that Christian Harris was. Brian Cushing had glimpses of athleticism, but I could even argue that Christian Harris's ability to cover guys, to go sideline to sideline, to punch you in the mouth, maybe not the insane PED dog that Christian was, but Christian Harris, what he did 2 years ago at the tail end of the season, really got the light bulb turned on for him and really helped this defense a lot. If he doesn't get hurt in the Baltimore playoff game, who knows what happens? Christian Harris was taking out Lamar Jackson. Like, he was running them down. We don't really see linebackers at all do this. Christian Harris was one of the few that can do it. So let's emphasize how much of an impact Christian Harris has on this defense, how much of an impact he has personally to this team, because again, you're adding one of your biggest chess pieces, and if he is 100% healthy, him with Aziz, who Aziz has improved his coverage ability, at least visually, according to a lot of the reports in training camp and even on the field. He had himself an interception yesterday on CJ Stroud. We've seen Aziz improve coverage wise. We know Christian Harris and the speed he obtains. Both of them guys together, along with the defensive line, along with the secondary, not only will this defense be one of the best in football, but if Christian Harris is at 100%, it will easily be the best in football. There is talent on every level of this defense, and man, I can't wait to see them swarming. I can't wait to see the preseason game, to be honest. I'm curious to see what they get into. How long do the starters play? We'll get into all of that in the very next video tomorrow when we deep dive into whether or not the Houston Texans starters, how many snaps will they get? Y'all let me know down in the comment section. How are y'all feeling about the return to Dameon Pierce and Christian Harris? I know there's a lot of Dameon Pierce fans in the comment section, so make sure to let me know how you feeling about him running with the ones today. Christian Harris back and right next to Aziz Al-Shaair, also with the starting unit. So let me know how you feeling about the returns of both of them guys. Cam Robinson's injury seems to be more minor than anything, so some good news there as well too. Let me know down in the comment section. You know I'll reply. As always, guys, go Astros, go Rockets, go Texans. You have a blessed day.